We've been working with quadratic functions. We've been solving them. We've been um, factoring them, right? And then today we're going to learn how to graph them. Okay, so first of all, we know that the standard form of a quadratic function is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? And this makes it a quadratic function because of this x squared term. That's why it's a quadratic function. Now, when we graph a linear function, we get a line. Okay, it's a diagonal line, a horizontal, vertical, and so on. When we graph a quadratic function, we get what we call a parabola. Okay, the shape that we get is a parabola. This bottom graph here is a parabola. So we don't call it, U-shaped ever. We just call it a parabola. This is the function y equals x squared graphed right over here. Now, a parabola has some characteristics. One of the characteristics is here, that point is called a vertex. In this case, the vertex is at 0, 0. Another thing about a parabola is that it is completely symmetric, right? Do you see how it's symmetric? So if I were to draw a line down the middle like this, and if I were to fold the parabola along that line, the left and the right would match up perfectly. That line is called the axis of symmetry, and it has an equation. Vertical lines have equations x equals something, and because this passes through x equals 0, the equation of this is x equals 0. Now, how do we graph quadratic functions? Well, there are lots of ways, but today we're going to do it using points. So let's see how that works. So remember how, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have x, we're going to pick points, and then y. So look, we have, let's pick -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay? Now y, my function is x squared. So I take x, -2, squared, that gives me 4. So I have -2, comma 4, that's that point. Okay? Then -1 squared is 1. That's that point. Then 0 squared is 0. That's that vertex. 1 squared is 1. So x is 1, y is 1, that one. 2 squared is 4. This one. Okay? Are we good? So this is how we plot a quadratic equation. Now, let's do one from scratch. This is just y equals x squared, but they're usually going to be a little bit more complex than that. So let's do this first one. Okay, so to graph this, right, you first need A and B. So A in your equation is the coefficient of x squared. B in your equation is the coefficient of x. Okay, now take a look at this function. This is the function we're going to graph. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. So first, I need to figure out what is A. A right here is the coefficient of the x squared. This is 1x squared, so x is 1. B is the coefficient of x. What's the coefficient of x here? It's not 4, it's -4. So B is -4. Do you see that? You have to take the sign along with the number. So now A is 1, B is negative 4. Okay, now we come across a formula that you need to memorize. The x coordinate of the vertex is this formula that you have to memorize. X equals negative b over 2a. So x equals negative b over 2a. So let's go over here. X equals negative b over 2a. Now look, this is equal to negative, what's b? 1. Not 1. Negative 4. Look, negative 4. Do you see that? Over what? Over 2 times 1. Okay, you just plug it in. 2 times a is 1, you plug them in. So finally, this is positive 4 over 2, 2. Okay, so to graph a quadratic function, first I find the x coordinate of the vertex, negative b over 2a. Then I take that number and I make a table with 5 rows. And I put that 2 in the middle row. So 5 rows, x coordinate in the middle row. Now, okay, now, this is x equals 2. What numbers come before 2? What's the number that comes right before 2? 1. What's the number that comes right before that? 0. What's the number that comes? I'm going to go to the bottom one now. So look, 1 and 0. What's the number that comes right after 2? 3 and then 4. So do you see that? You have your vertex in the middle, and then you go 2 numbers above, 2 numbers below. Now we have this, and now you plug each of them into your equation. My equation was this. So I'm going to plug the x's into here. So let's do that. 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 3, that's 3. So this is 0, comma 3. Now let's plug in the 1. 1 squared. Oh, what happened?
Wouldn't it be 3 comma 0 though, because the second one's below?
No, x is 0, y is 3.
Oh, yeah.
So 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 3. That's 1 minus 4 plus 3, 0. So I get 1 comma 0. Okay? Now plug in the 2. 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3. 4 minus 8 plus 3. Negative 1. 2, negative 1. Next one, I plug in a 3. 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 3. 9 minus 12 plus 3, 0. 3, 0. 4 squared minus 4 times 4 plus 3. 16 minus 16 plus 3. How much is that? 3. So 4 comma 3. Okay, now we filled in our table. What do you notice? What do you notice about the values, but particularly the y values? What do you notice? No, the y values. These ones that we got.
Oh, that it's going to always be the number that you got after you solved?
Right, but look from top to bottom. Do you see a pattern?
I do, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be like the next one's a 0.
No pattern?
With the Y?
Yeah. You see a pattern?
repeats.
How?
It goes 3, 0, negative 1, 0, 3.
Okay, so,
It's going to be a parabola.
okay, but let's see why. Take a look. This is the vertex, right? This is the vertex. Now, look at the y value here. 1 above and 1 below. What do you notice? Y is 0, y is 0. Are they the same?
Yeah.
They're the same. What about here? This one and this one. What do we notice? They're the same. So the vertex is always going to be a different number. It's never going to be repeating. Okay, I'm talking about the y values right now, just the y values. The vertex is always going to be a different number, but the ones right above and right below, one away from the vertex, you're going to have the same y value. 2 away from the vertex, you're going to have the same y value, always. Huh? Right, that's how it's supposed to be. So now, look at this. Let's put in the vertex. The vertex is 2 comma negative 1. 2, negative 1. And then look, I have 1, 0. 3, 0. And then I have 0, 3, 4, 3. Do you see the symmetry? Right? Look at this one. I have the vertex, and then I have these two, and then I have these two. So now we're going to graph. When you graph, you're going to connect the dots using a curved line. Okay, so take a look. Don't draw this. Just watch. If you do this, you don't get any credit because there is not a corner here. It should be a curved shape, a parabola. So what I would prefer that you guys did is first draw this curve. Okay, make sure it's curved, then stretch it up, and put arrows so we know it continues forever. Now look, suppose you have your vertex, your 2 points, and your 2 other points, and you graph like this. This is also not okay because you can't just stop at the points. This is not kindergarten, connect the dots. You gotta stretch further, okay? All right, yes.
When we're doing after we do the curve and we're doing the lines up, can we use a ruler for that?
No ruler, no ruler. There is nothing straight. It's curved the whole time, okay? All right, so let's do this one now. Let's do it a little bit more efficiently. Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're gonna do is identify A and B, and we're going to plug them into x equals negative b over 2a. So remember, the equation is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Always remember that so you know which one is your a, which one is your b. A is the coefficient of x squared. So what number is that here? What's your a, the coefficient of x squared? 1. Here, look, it's 1x squared, right? So a is 1. What's b?
6.
B is 6. It's the coefficient of the x. So now here, x equals negative b 6 over 2 times 1. Negative 6 over 2, negative 3. I take the negative 3 and I put it in the middle. Okay? Now, look on the graph, right? Negative 3 is here. What are the 2 numbers to the left of it? To the left of it, what do I have? -4 and -5. So here I put -4, -5. And then what are the two numbers to the right of it? -2, -1. Are we good with this? No math in this part. Just copy down the numbers. Now I'm going to put in my numbers into here. So -x squared, I'm sorry, not -x squared. Y equals x squared plus 6x. And I'm going to put my numbers into x. What's x here? -5. So look, in parentheses, -5 squared plus 6 times -5. So what's -5 squared? Positive 25. 6 times -5 minus 30. This is -5. So I get -5 minus 5. Okay, now -4 squared plus 6 times -4. What's -4 squared? Positive 16 minus 24, -8. So here I get -4, -8. Now I have my vertex. -3 squared plus 6 times -3. 9 minus 18, -9. -3, -9. Okay, now look. Look. This is the vertex. What we said was they were going to be symmetrical, right? So whatever this is, that's a -8, right? So it has to be -8 now. So if this is -8, here too I'm going to get -8. So this is going to be how much? -2, -2, -8. And then here -1 comma -5. Okay, because now these two have to be the same.
So we don't have to like.
You don't have to do all 5 of them. You can just get away with just 3. Okay? How are we doing? Who's excited?
Oh, Benny's excited.
Benny's excited.
He's extra excited today.
I am super excited. Y'all don't understand how important parabolas are. -3, oh, be careful what you are saying there, Benny. Okay, so I have -4, -8. This is so much fun. -2, -8. -1, -5. Whew. -5, -5. This is so much fun. Okay? Who likes this? We all do. Okay, so now, here's what you're going to do. Here, what's A?
1x. Oh, wait.
No variable, just 1.
Oh, so 1.
Here, A is 1. What's B?
8,
-8. -8. Okay, so x equals -b over 2a. I want you to put the numbers in here, get the value of x, and put it here. Okay? Go. You have 30 seconds. Go. So we have x equals negative. Now b is -8. Okay? Over 2 times 1. So that's 8 over 2, which is 4. So what I do, even at my age, I say negative, then I go to see what b is. Oh, b is -8, so I put it there, right? So I don't get them confused. Okay, so now the 4 goes in here. What number is going to go in the column above the 4? Above here.
3.
3, and then 2. And then here 5, and then 6. Okay, so here I have x squared, so 4 squared minus 8 times 4 minus 3. 16 minus 32 minus 3. That's negative 19.
That's a big number.
Yeah. So 4, negative 19. Now, this one right above it is going to be 3 squared. 8 minus 8 times 3 minus 3. 9 minus 24 minus 3. Negative 12. How much is that? So 9 minus 3 is 6. Negative 18. So this is 3 and negative 18. Okay? Then the one above it, 2 squared minus 8 times 2 minus 3. 4 minus 16 minus 3. How much? Negative 15. Okay.
Is that 7 or 2? The top one?
There are no sevens.
No, like you kind of wrote like a 7.
I'm sorry, Benny, but no sevens anywhere. Okay. How about for 5? What am I going to get? 5 comma what?
18.
Negative 18. And 6 comma what? Okay. So go ahead and graph this. Okay. Yes, we can. We're going to modify it. Look at what we're going to do. Look at what we're going to do. Instead of going up by 1s, we're going to go up by 2s. So I'm going to make this one a 10, this one a 20, this one a negative 10, negative 20. You know why? Because I can. That's right. So I always put the vertex first. 4 and negative 19. So that's going to be right there. And then the red ones are 3 and negative 18. 6 and 5 and negative 18. And then I have 6 and negative 15. And here. Okay? So I graph like this. Wow, beautiful. Math is amazing. I don't know what I would do if there was no math. Okay. So let's do one more. Okay? C. Did I tell you guys I'm learning Spanish?
No.
Did I tell you? I'm learning Spanish. I'm
I'm
doing pretty well. Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know please, like kudasai,
Mm.
like itsu means
Oh,
water.
oh, look at that. Okay. How do you say parabola? How do you say I'm graphing a quadratic function? Did you not get there yet? Okay. All right. So here we go. What's A here?
1.
Close? Huh? Negative 1. What's B then? 4. Okay. So X is negative B over 2A. So negative 4 over 2, negative 1. So X is negative 4 over negative 2, positive 2. So I put it in the middle. Okay. What else is going to go in this table?
1 and 0.
1 and 0.
Then 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay. So listen. Go ahead and find these 5 numbers and stop. Don't graph before I give you the okay. All right, go. I'm going to do the first one with you. Here's why. Let's do 2 together.
Is it always minus 2?
So this is negative x squared plus 4x minus 1. So look at this. I'm going to put the x values here and here. Now look, do you see how there is a negative there? This is how it's going to work. Negative 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 1. Now, this negative here, this time is outside. It's not like this. All right? It's not like this. If it was like this, it would have been positive 4. But the fact that it's like this, it means the square belongs only to the 2, so that will be negative 4. Okay? So here, this is negative 4 plus 8 minus 1. So that's 3. 2, 3. So now, go ahead and fill in the other ones in the column and stop before you graph. Okay?
Does it always gonna be negative? Is it gonna be like instead of 2 just negative?
Well, if the negative that's being squared is inside the parentheses, then it becomes positive.
And then for every single problem, with like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, is it gonna be negative or is it gonna be negative 2? Doesn't remember for the vertex.
It's going to be 2, 3.
Am I gonna write negative for the rest of those or
Yeah.
just the vertex?
Yeah, no. The negative comes from the equation, so you have to write it. Right? That negative that we're writing comes from here. Do you see this?
So it'd be like negative 1.
Yes.
It's always plus 4.
I'll come around in 1 second. So because the parabolas are symmetric, to save ourselves time, we don't have to do the bottom stuff. But if we did do the bottom stuff, the reason why we don't do it is because we're going to get the same answer. We know these two are going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
So why do it if I know the answer? So I just put in the answer, okay? So now I plot the vertex first, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 0, negative 1, and then 3, 2, and 4, negative 1. And look at this one. Now it's this way. Okay? So it can be facing up. It can be facing down. It's not going to be lying on its side. Just like I can have an equation of a line, right? I can have a line going up. I can have a line going down. These two can be facing both ways. Okay, now I'm just going to start one thing here, and then you're going to do the rest on your own for this one. So here we go. What is A here? Okay. What is B here?
Negative 1.
0.
Why 0?
Because there's no x there, thus
Right.
it has to
Right.
be 0.
So y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. B is the one next to the x. It's the coefficient of the x. Here there is no x. It means the coefficient was 0. It was 0x, right? So B is 0. What's this number then? This is actually C. The constant is C, but we don't need it. We can ignore it for this entire, thing that we're doing here. So now, x equals negative b over 2a, negative 0 over 2 times negative 1, well, that's 0 over anything is 0. So x is 0. Okay? X is 0. So what number goes above them, above the 0 in this chart?
Negative
1,
one.
-2, 1 and 2, go. Go, go, go. Okay? This is like major, major, major PEMDAS. So look, it's negative and then -2 squared plus 5. So this is negative, right? That purple negative. The -2 squared becomes what? Positive 4 plus 5. So that will be a 1. So it's -2, 1. Okay? It's major PEMDAS. So if I had, let's do it again, -2 squared plus 5. The equation is -x squared plus 5. Okay?
I thought it was -1.
So a is -1, but the equation is -x squared plus 5. This equation that we're given here. So now, negative, this will be 4 plus 5, okay? Because it's parentheses, which doesn't exist here, because there's nothing inside the parentheses to do. Next one is exponents. The exponent belongs to the -2, and then I do the rest, okay? All right, so go ahead and do this.
Wait, wouldn't it be positive though if it's negative 1 times negative 1 squared?
But it's not -1 times -1 squared.
No, for negative 1.
It's -1 squared plus 5. So this is negative, and then this is 1.
Yeah.
And then plus 5. Look, here's a little a piece of sisterly advice. If I were doing this for myself, I would definitely do the 0. Here's what I would do. I would do the 0. Okay, I'll write it in black. I would do the 0 because that's easy, and you have to do it because it's the vertex. I get 0, 5. Then I always pick the positive numbers versus the negative numbers. So 1 squared plus 5 is 1 plus 5, 6. 2 squared plus 5 is 4 plus 5, 9. Do you see that? If, like, why deal with the negatives when you can just do it with the positives? Oh no, I forgot the negative.
Is it 4 and 9?
Oh my god, hang on. There is a negative there. So this is -1, -4. So this is 4, 1. Okay? 4, 1. But again, I do the negatives and not the positives. Okay, so let's graph this.
Did you not do anything for negative 1? Or no?
All you need is 3, the vertex and either the 2 upper ones or the 2 lower ones. That's all you need. That's all you need. So here I have 4, 4, and then 1, 1. Cool?
I think your screen's frozen.
Oh, it is frozen. Okay, here we go. Okay?
Wait.
So there we go. All right. So the worksheet for this is homework.